Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Matt, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about 5 ways you can handle high anxiety moments when it comes to retroactive jealousy. Understandably so, when we're suffering from retroactive jealousy, OCD, we're having a lot of moments of very high anxiety, almost panic attack levels, where it just feels like we can't breathe, we can't be ourselves, just the pain radiating through our bodies. The fear radiating through our bodies. It feels very, very real. It's very, very powerful. What are 5 ways that I handle those moments? Because I would get them a lot all the time, as most of you know. So we'll jump into that in just a second. Before we do, though, if you could take a quick moment and smash the like button so we can get this video out to more people that need to see it, I'd greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right, so when I start feeling those really, really high anxiety moments, almost to that level of panic attacks, I used to obviously not know how to handle these. I'd try to resist them. I'd try to run away from them. And by doing so, I was making those high anxiety moments worse. Anxiety is self-imposed, and we make it worse by trying to run from it. Us not wanting to feel anxious makes us anxious. Us not wanting to have a panic attack causes us to have a panic attack. Us resisting it causes it. And that was very important for me to understand when I did finally kind of overcome this in those high anxiety moments. Now, the first thing that I always recognize when I'm feeling highly anxious, this was an RJ, this can be in any part of your life though, is to understand it's all in my head. Understand it's all in my head. To look at myself physically and say, I'm okay. Is my arm cut off? No, my arm's still here. My legs are still here. Yep, nope, I'm here, I'm fine. Physically, I'm fine. So physically in this moment, if I'm okay, there's no saber-tooth tigers around, nobody's got a gun to my head, I'm okay. So everything that I'm experiencing now is happening in here. So in order to stop experiencing the pain, I need to take myself out of here, right? If only the pain's here. So that's exactly what I do. I take myself out of my head and I put myself in my body. And I'd start focusing on the physical sensations of my body, feeling my feet on the ground, feeling my hands together, okay? Something as easy as that. Feeling when I speak, like my teeth on my lips, on my tongue, the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, those things, okay? Putting the focus on the physical sensations. Even every time I'm blinking, recognize, I just blinked right now, right? Slowing things down, but focusing on the physical sensations of your body takes yourself out of your head, puts yourself in your body, and immediately you'll start to feel the anxiety calm down. Again, you're not trying to solve anything up here. We're not trying to figure anything out. We're just getting out of our head. We're getting a little bit of head space, giving our mind a little bit of room to breathe so it can unlock a little bit. That's all our job is to get out of our head and into our body when we're feeling those highly anxious moments. And when the mind wants to pull us back in, we come back to the physical. If you're sitting down, feel your butt in the chair, okay? Put a hand on your arms like this and rub your arm and just feel the physical, feel that sensation, okay? Not judging it, just feeling it. Feel your fingers on your arm hairs, whatever it is, whatever that sensation is. But put your focus on the physical sensations. Will get you out of your mind and will start to calm you down. Second one, breath work. Focus on your breathing. Again, that's another physical aspect. Focusing on your breath, just breathing, okay? Nothing else. Tell yourself the most important thing to recognize right now is the fact that I am breathing. And you can even say to yourself, I'm breathing in, and now I'm breathing out. I'm breathing in, and now I'm breathing out. And just put that focus, breathing, feeling the physical sensation of the breath, like going through your nostrils, going out your mouth, going with it every step of the way, following it. That's very, very powerful. Again, getting space from the mind, putting yourself in the present moment, in these physical sensations. The breath is the anchor. I always say the only thing that's ever happening in our lives is that we're breathing. The only thing that's consistent, our heart's beating and we're breathing. Those are the 2 things, and those are the 2 things we notice the least out of everything. That your heart's beating, that you're breathing. But if we put our attention and focus on those 2 most important aspects, one being obviously the breath, as long as I'm breathing, I'm alive, really nothing else should matter, the anxiety begins to calm. We get our priorities straight, right? I'm breathing, everything's okay. Whatever I'm feeling now is only here, and it's not actually happening when it's in here. It's all memory or anticipation. So let me put myself in the present by focusing on my breath. Understanding what's really happening now is nothing. Just life around me unfolding, and everything's okay and I'm safe. The third one is to act regardless, okay? This was a big one for me too when I started learning about anxiety and learning that it was just a negative emotion that didn't feel good, and I didn't have to be a victim to it. To act regardless. So almost tell myself, what would I do right now if I wasn't experiencing this high anxiety moment? Now this is hard, understandably so. It's tough because, our brain, everything's telling us to sit down, to think things over, to, do something, whatever it is, to avoid feeling this way. But very important thing to do is just to act regardless. You can recognize I'm feeling anxious right now, or there's an anxious feeling inside of me, but I'm not going to let this affect me. You can even feeling that high intense moment, I'm going to act regardless. I remember being at a restaurant with some friends and my wife, this was before she was my wife, and at that restaurant, I was feeling such intense anxiety, panic attacks almost, having trouble kind of breathing. And I just told myself in that moment, because I didn't want to make a scene, right? I didn't want to make a scene. Oh, these people are going to see I'm anxious. I mean, let me just act like I'm not feeling this way. And it was difficult, but I did. I continued with the conversation. I ate the food. I interacted, and I just pretended I wasn't feeling that way. And then all of a sudden I realized, wow, I'm actually feeling better, because again, your focus stopped going so much on the anxiety and avoiding the anxiety and just let me continue to live my life regardless. And that was very, very important for me to figure out. And I kind of, again, figured it out by accident, but it really worked well. And so I'll still use this to this day, obviously not and from a retroactive jealousy standpoint, but anytime when I'm feeling like some self-doubt or anxiety, whatever it is, I'm going to act regardless. Even though I'm feeling this way, I'm going to do it anyway. Even this voice in my head is saying, no, I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to act how I want to act regardless of how I feel. It's very powerful. Now, the fifth way is to understand that the fourth way is to understand that this pain is going to pass. As all emotions do, it's going to pass. So don't do anything in that moment that you are going to regret, because your future self is going to look back on that and go, oh, I wish I wouldn't have said that. I was feeling super anxious. That was a pretty bad compulsive behavior when I questioned. I thought that would make me feel good, and now it made it worse. So that's important to understand, is to remind yourself, I'm feeling super anxious right now. This is a very high, intense, anxious moment. I'm having a lot of negative thoughts, but this is going to pass. Again, then start focusing on the physical sensations, or start, acting regardless, but just understand in the moment, you're going to want to do a compulsive behavior. You're going to want to ask a question. You're going to want to explore a thought. You're going to want to do anything to feel better. But in that moment, you got to stop yourself and say, no, this moment's going to pass. It's only temporary. And I want to look back on this moment in the future and be like, wow, I'm glad I kept my cool. I'm glad I stayed calm. I'm glad I stayed relaxed. Even though I was hurting a lot, I'm glad I did that thing. So remind yourself in that moment, it's going to pass. I want my future self to be proud of me. I want my future self to be proud of me. And I guarantee you, if you put in the steps that I talked about, you don't do a compulsive behavior, you remain exactly how you want to be through this moment, oh, your future self is going to thank you a million times over. Especially your future self in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, when you've overcome retroactive jealousy altogether, because it'll be those moments you didn't act in those moments and you didn't do those compulsive behaviors that took you to the next level to help you get over this thing. Now, the last one's kind of an interesting one. I haven't really talked much about this. This is kind of something new I'm going to introduce on this channel, is this feeling, this anxiety that you're feeling, this high anxious moment is, again, our label on it is sometimes what makes it bad, right? We don't think it's good to feel anxiety. And so when we feel it, we judge it and we say, this is bad. I shouldn't be feeling this way. I don't feel good. And so it makes us feel even worse. But what if we flipped it on its head and showed love for our anxiety? Because we do have anxiety for a reason. We have it, in situations where our life is about to end, staying on the edge of a cliff, being locked in a room with a hungry tiger, like that's when you feel anxiety. That's the real reason we should feel fear and feel anxiety. So in a way, we need to thank ourselves, thank our body for the feeling of anxiety, Because if we didn't have it, we'd walk off cliffs all the time, right? We would, turn when it's a red light all the time and smash into somebody else. We wouldn't have that fear inside of it. It's meant for something. It's just not meant for retroactive jealousy. It's not meant for what we're feeling. So instead of judging this as good, as bad or anything like that, let's show some love for our anxiety. And when we feel it, say, thank you, body. Thank you, brain, for having this emotion, for protecting me. But you can almost say, I don't need protection right now. I'm safe, but thank you. I know that you're there if I ever need you. And immediately when you start doing that, you'll notice, again, your resistance levels towards it begins to kind of drop down. We stop looking at it in such a negative light, instead shine a light of positivity on our anxiety, almost become a friend to it, because, again, it will help us out when we really need it. Right now, we don't need it. But you can almost say, hey, again, I love you. Thank you, anxiety. Thanks for being here. Right now, I don't need you, but I appreciate to know that you're there when I need you, right? It's almost like that friend that, you have that friend that they're there when you need you, but you don't need to see them all the time, that kind of thing, right? Hey, thanks for being there for me. You're always there when I need the support, but right now I don't need you. But thank you. I love you. And that's it. Simply changing our relationship with our anxiety and make it something more, something that we can show some love for, because it is very, very important to have in our life. Just not now, just not when we're having these thoughts. There's no need for anxiety to surround them, because we're not in any danger or risk of dying or anything like that. So those are my 5 ways to handle those high anxious moments with retroactive jealousy. Anytime in your life when you're feeling highly anxious, I think these 5 things are very, very important, and definitely will help you calm that anxiety, help you not experience as many panic attacks if that's something that you're experiencing in your life. So powerful stuff when you try it out. If you enjoyed this video today, please take a moment and smash the like button so we can get the video out to more people that need to see it. Also, subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. Click the notification bell so you are alerted every time I post a new video. If you want some more help on overcoming retroactive jealousy, please check the links in the description below for my 3 amazing courses I have on sale now. I'd like to help you personally get over retroactive jealousy, and you could do that in these courses. Again, I got 3 amazing courses, all based on different aspects of retroactive jealousy. You can buy which one fits your needs more, or you can bundle all 3 for one low, awesome price to get the help you need to take that extra step and go the extra way in overcoming retroactive jealousy. So I'll let you go for now. I hope you have a wonderful, marvelous day. See you in the next video.